Hello, good morning students. Welcome to the next class of our science lesson. So as usual, before we move on, let's check our homework. So the workbook, let's see if you have done this. It's very easy, right? Looking at the picture, ring the living things in one color, the non-living things in a different color, and one's living thing in a third color. So we need to use three colors, one for living, one for non-living, and one for one's living. So let's see, camel, is it living or non-living?
It's living.
Okay, I've used red color here, okay? What about bee? It's a tree.
It's living.
C, a tin.
It's non-living.
Okay, so I've used purple over here. D, a leather shoe.
Once living.
Yes, it's once living because the leather was made from animals or things which was living once. Now what about the bone?
It was once living.
Yes, it was once living. What about the sun?
It's non-living.
Yes, non-living. What about the bird?
It's living.
And what about this animal over here?
It's living.
What about the plant?
It's living.
What about the stone?
Non-living. Non-living.
What about the stick?
Once living.
Yes, it was once living. And what about the airplane?
Living. Non-living.
Non-living, yeah. Okay, now let's check our second question. You have to find the 7 life processes from these crossword of letters, right? So can you tell me what were the life processes?
Reproduces.
And what else?
Grows.
Yes.
Grows. Makes waste.
Makes waste.
Moves. Moves.
You told me 4. There are 3 more. Okay, let's check. You said reproduces.
Grows.
Then there is senses.
Grows.
Moves.
Grows.
Makes waste.
Grows.
Feeds.
Grows.
Respires. Grows. These are the 7. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Rearrange the words to make sentences about living things and non-living things. So, what's the first one?
Plants and animals are living things.
Yes, you have the clue because P has the capital letter. So, it's the first word and things have the full stop. So, plants and animals are living things. What about the next one?
Rocks, metal, sand, and water are non-living things.
Yes, rocks, metal, sand, and water are non-living things. Now, the last one.
Bone, leather, horn, and wood were living things.
Yes.
Living things.
Once living things or living things once. Okay, I think you can write it both way. Fine, now let's move to the next question. The robot dog in the picture can move by itself. It has special sensors that makes it respond to light, sound, and things it can touch. So it can sense, right? It can move, it can sense. To do these things, it uses energy supplied by a battery. Now let's answer the questions. Is the robot alive? No, right? Even though it can sense, it can move, it's not alive. What things does the robot do? Not do that living things do. What does it not do? Even though it moves and senses, yes, it does not grow, it does not excrete, it does not feed or even reproduce. Now, how does the robot move? How does it move? It moves by using the energy from the battery. Now let's play a game. It's called Odd One Out. In this game, what you have to do is, I'm going to give you 4 words. One is different. Now you have to find which is different and why is it different. There will be a reason. There are 4 words: table, doll, fire, and fish. Which one do you think is the odd one out over here?
Fish.
And why do you think fish is the odd one out?
Because it's a living thing and others are
Yes,
non-living
others are
things.
non-living things. Fine. Now next one, we have boy, kitten, wood and plant. Which one do you think is the odd one out?
Wood.
And why is it wood?
Because it's once living and others are living things.
Okay. Now the next one, tree, fish, bone, bird. Which one is the odd one out?
Bone.
Yes, you're right. So the next one, you have sticks, pencil, soil and rose plant. Which one is the odd one out over here?
Pencil. Pencil.
You have sticks, pencil, soil. It's not soil, it is rose plant because this is living and all others are non-living.
Oh.
Now you have to find true or false, okay? Okay, so let's go through the questions and see if you can say if it is true or false. Question number 1. Human beings are living things.
True.
Yes, it is true. Number 2. Non-living things can breathe. Is it true or false?
False.
False. Non-living things cannot breathe. Number 3. The water, air and sunlight are living things.
No, it's false.
False. They are non-living
False.
things. Number 4. Living things can grow, use energy and breathe.
True.
Yes, it's true. Number 5. Non-living things have senses.
False.
False. They don't have senses.
Senses.
Only living things have. Living things can reproduce.
Yes.
True. It
True.
can reproduce. Number 7. Non-living things consume food. Do not.
False.
Yes, it's false.
False.
They don't eat food. Only living things eat food.
Food.
Number 8. Microorganisms are non-living things.
False.
False. They are living things. Bacteria, all these are living
Tiny
things.
living things.
Number 9. Non-living things cannot move on their own. True or false?
True.
Number 10. Non-living things do not grow. True or false?
True.
Yes, they do not grow. Now we know that all living things grow, reproduce, move, breathe, make waste, react to things or sense, need food and grow. Now here we have a picture of snowman. Does it grow?
False.
No.
No.
Does it
doesn't.
reproduce?
No.
Does it move?
No.
Does it breathe?
No.
Does it make waste?
No.
Does it need food?
No.
So it doesn't need any of these things. So this is a non-living thing, right?
Yes.
So we know if it's a living thing or non-living thing from these 7 life processes. Now I have one more example here. Zebra, do they grow?
Yes.
Do they reproduce?
Yes.
Do they move?
Yes.
Do they breathe?
Yes.
Do they make waste?
Yes.
Do they need food?
Yes.
Yes. So zebra is a living thing because you have yes for all of them. Now today's lesson is about characteristics of life. We will see what are the characteristics of life in detail. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to identify the 7 life processes. So the 7 life processes, we can remember it with the word called Mrs. Gren because M-R-S-G-R-E-N, Mrs. Gren. So all living things carry out 7 life processes. So let's see them one by one. So first one, M, is for movement. Movement, you know, right? The ability for an organism to move on its own. So all living things, they move. Plants do move, right? The plants grow because they are moving, and you can see the roots move towards where there is water. The plant tilt or grow towards where there is light. Even you can see sunflowers, they turn their face in the beginning to where the sun is. So in the morning it will turn to east, in the afternoon it will turn to west. Now R is for reproduction. You know, it's ability for an organism to make more living things of the same type, to make more babies, right? Some animals lay eggs, some animals give birth. S is for sensitivity, being able to sense. We know we have 5 sense organs, so we can sense. You say sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, all these are senses. So all living things can sense. The next letter G is for growth. All living things can grow. Yes, they grow from a small, like plants grow from a seed into a big tree sometimes. And you can see some animals, it's a small egg, but later it grows into big one. Even the small kids or babies, they grow into adult. Now we have R again, it's called respiration. Now respiration is the ability to breathe. We exchange gases, right? We take in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. Even plants do the same thing. When they breathe, they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. But when they are making food, they take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. So they do respire. So respiration is one of the 7 life processes. Next one is excretion. All living things get rid of waste. Now, going to the toilet is not the only way for us to get rid of waste. When we breathe out, we are removing carbon dioxide from our body because it's waste. We don't need it anymore. In the hot summer, when we are sweating, actually we remove waste from our body. Along with water which comes out, there are some other, minerals or things which we don't need, and it's removed from our body. So this is excretion, getting rid of waste. And the last one is N, nutrition. It is eating food, or we learned already, right? Nutrition. All living things need energy, and from where do they get energy? From food. They either eat or produce their own food. The plants, they produce their own food, but animals and human beings, we eat food to get energy, and that is nutrition. So we learned 7. Mrs. Gren. M is for movement, R reproduction, S sensitivity, G growth, R for respiration, E for excretion, and N for nutrition. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures. I want you to identify the life process shown in the picture. Now here is a picture of a bird drinking nectar. It's drinking. So what is it?
Nectar. It's nutrition.
Yes, it is nutrition.
Getting nutrition from the nectar they drink.
Yes. The sunflower turning towards the sun. What is it?
It's movement.
Yes, it is movement. It can also be sensitivity because the plant or the sunflower is moving because it's sensing different things. A boy is sweating in summer. What is it?
Excretion.
Excretion. Yes, it is excretion. A boy listening to noises.
Sensitivity.
It is sensitivity. Yes, you are listening, right?
Yes.
A woman taking in fresh air. What is she doing?
Respiration.
She's breathing. So it is respiration. Yes, respiration. Now, a baby chick coming out of an egg. A baby is coming out. What is it?
Reproduction.
Yes, it is reproduction. Very good. Now the next one. An eagle is flying in the sky.
It's a movement.
Yes, the eagle is moving. Next one. A new baby plant is coming out from a seed. So what is it?
It's a reproduction.
Yes, it's a baby plant. So it's reproduction. A duckling to a duck. From the small, it's becoming adult. What is it?
That's growth.
Growth, yes. It's growing. So it is growth. Now the next picture, here you have an animal running. So what is it?
Movement.
Yes.
It's moving.
It's movement. Now I want you all to open your pupil book, page 15. You have an activity to do over there. So quickly, please open page 15. We learned the 7 life processes, or it's the 7 characteristics essential for life. Now here you have a table. In the first column it shows to survive the organisms must do something. Now we need to find what life process is it and write it down. The first one is done for you already. Obtain energy and materials. It is nutrition, it's shown. Now increase in size and become adults. So from small you're becoming big. Yes, it is growth because it's growing. Produce young like themselves, making babies. It is reproduction. Getting rid of waste from the body. Yes, it is excretion. Releasing energy from the body. Respiration. Detect changes in their surroundings. Now release energy is when you breathe in and breathe out using this air or the oxygen, the food which we eat. You get energy from it because the food reacts with oxygen and gets energy, okay? Now number 6, detect change in their surroundings. How you know what's happening in their surroundings? Because we can sense sensitivity. And escape from danger, movement, because they can move, they can escape, right? So we learned the 7 life processes today. I hope you all understood, right? So if we can do the what have you learned part of your pupils book, let's move on to that. What you have learned. All living things share 7 characteristics of life. When their bodies, what happened? They increase in size. When their bodies grow, yes, when their bodies grow, they increase in size. So now I cross out grow. They eat other organisms or make their own food for what? Nutrition. It's called nutrition. Now I cross it out. They blank to get rid of waste. What is it called? Yes, it's excrete. To get rid of waste. Now during blank, they produce offspring similar to themselves. So when you have babies, what is it called? What is it called? Reproduction. You can say it's reproduction. Now next one. Next, they release energy from their body by what? By respiration. Yes, by respiration. They show blank to changes in their surroundings. They show
sensitivity.
Yes, it is sensitivity because they can sense everything from their surroundings. And are capable of blank of their whole body or body parts. What can they do from the body parts?
Movement.
Yes, movement. Now you can open your notebooks and let us do the check your progress part. Okay, so the first question, they are asking you to list the 7 characteristics of life. Remember, you always have to remember Mrs. Grant, so you will not miss any of them. Don't forget to write the date, lesson 2, characteristics of life. And then check your progress before you start. Now, what are the 7 characteristics of life? Movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. Yes. Mrs. Gren, M-R-S-G-R-E-N. I've written it in order, so it will help you to remember. Now, what is the purpose of excretion? Why do we need to have excretion? Yes, to get rid of the waste which is produced. What about respiration? Why do we breathe? Yes, to get oxygen to survive. And also, the oxygen is taken into the body to react to the food, so it gives us energy. So that is also one of the purpose of respiration. Now, explain 2 ways in which a tree excretes waste from its body. How does a tree remove waste? Yes, when the tree breathes, what happens? It's taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, right? So it's giving out the gas through the leaves. And also the second one is, when it falls, down to the earth, it gives chemicals to the earth. So these are the two ways, giving out gases through its leaves and chemicals when it falls. This is how it's getting rid of waste. Now the last question is, give 3 reasons why an animal must be able to sense. Why the animal need to sense? Yes, first of all, to find food. If it cannot see or listen, how will it find food, right? And also if something is coming to kill it, yes, to get away from danger. And one more reason is there, to find a partner, to find a mate. They use their senses. So there are 3 things: to find food, to choose a mate, and to react to danger. So with that, we come to the end of our lesson. But I have homework for you. Complete your workbook page 6 and then we will check our answers next day when you come. Okay? So thank you. I think you all understood our lesson today. It was easy. You just have to remember Mrs. Gren for the 7 life processes. Thank you. Have a nice day.